Hey everybody, welcome to the video. I'm going to show you the setup for the xterra 705. This is what I use and it seems to work really well. Okay, we'll switch him on. You've got two different modes on the xterra 705. You've got coin mode with all metal and prospecting, and the setup is for all four discrimination patterns and all metal while it's in that mode, and also actually in prospecting there is setup for that, so I'll come into prospecting next. My discrimination pattern for number one is -8, -6 and 48. Number two I set up for coin shooting mode, but you know, you're better off just unless it's a really noisy place where you are, just sticking to either all metal or just a few segments discriminated. 3 I never use, 4 I never use. It's always really 1, and of course all metal. To add or remove a discrimination, a target, you simply just find which one you want, press the plus or minus, and that's it. Number 16 is discriminated out, but I don't need it discriminated out. Okay, let's go into the setup, press the menu button, and that is noise cancelling. Now I only ever use this if I'm with other metal detectorists or under power lines, and then to set it, lift the coil up and press the auto button. The auto button is the prospecting coin button. So you lift the coil up, press it, and it'll automatically find a decent channel after about 10 seconds. There we go. Right, so we now have the noise cancelling set. Next we have threshold. Now this is quite an important one. 6 is, from what I've read and checked out with other users, 6 is about perfect. I use the COS UR30 headphones and they seem to work perfectly okay. Volume always at 30. Tones 4. Now if you're not bothered about tones and you're just going to go on dig everything that is a non-ferrous target, then try it on 2. Okay, but I always find 4 is about perfect. 99 is just too crazy. I've put a button down here, and if you want to listen to something like R2-D2 in your ears, then that's fine, but I prefer this. So there we go, that's tones. And one of the most important ones is sensitivity. I've set this to 24 and it seems to work just about perfect. If you've got a really noisy field and you have it about 30, you are going to have a lot of false signals. So on a noisy field about 22, your standard operation 24. Now that will vary on wet sand. I'm not going to show you wet sand because obviously I'm in a field right now, so there's no point. I'll do the wet sand on a different video next time I go to the beach. Right, so we're back down to noise, so we're set up, we're ready. Press the pinpoint button and we're back to detecting. Now another important thing that you need to do is ground balance. There's 3 methods to ground balancing. Okay, the first thing to do is stick it in all metal and make sure you've got nothing around. Okay, so we've got a bit of ferrous there. Now if we ground balanced over this ferrous, would be all over the place. So find a nice area, which is there. First is select ground balance and press the auto, and then pump the detector up for about 4 or 5 seconds. There we are, and we're balanced. So it's simple as that. Another way, I will just set the balance off, okay, is to pump the detector up and down while pushing either the plus or minus button until it goes quiet. So I'll show you that now. So just go, there we are, nice and quiet. And the last way is the ground balance tracking. Now this is a really useful tool if you're lazy like me, because I like to get into a field and start detecting straight away. So I know the setup's perfect, apart from the ground balance needs doing, so I literally switch on, flick ground balance tracking, and away we go. Now what ground balance tracking does is for the first 3 seconds it checks really quickly and adjusts as necessary, and then I think it's every second it checks and adjusts. The only thing is, with ground balance tracking, when you get over a target you need to turn it off. Okay, you'll see the little symbol there, by the way. You need to turn off ground balance tracking, otherwise it's going to ground balance out to that target. Okay, so there we go. Now the next thing I wanted to show you, now that we're all set up ready to go, is prospecting mode. Again, if you're in a really quiet field, it's a nice little thing to do, but you've got to listen out for the targets. So we flick on prospecting mode. Again, you've got set up for it, and you have got all metal and coin mode for it. Okay, now we'll just go through the setup. I'm on all metal mode, prospecting, press the menu. So again, noise, so we only need to prat about with that if we've got other detectorists near us. Threshold 10, volume 25, tones 22. Now your tones, you see, you can increase them differently, but 22, leave it on 22, and sensitivity on 15. Okay, so we'll come out of the setup. Here's the lovely part about prospecting mode. If you are in coin mode, it doesn't matter, let's say you're in all metal mode and you get a bit of ferrous. Oh, let's just shift them out of the way. Right, and you're not sure whether to dig it or not, and you've set up prospecting mode, as I showed you. Go into prospecting mode and go on to the coin mode, which I'll show the setup for now, and listen to this. It blanks it out. Okay, but in all metal, so you would probably dig it, but I've got a button down there. It's giving me a lovely tone, so I'll just show that again, the difference between. So prospecting, coin, discrimination set to 5, that's the important bit. Okay, blanking out on that, but not our little button down there. Alright, so to set that, go into the coin mode on prospecting and discriminate out to 5. Alright, because you can discriminate all out to, I think it was 20. Yeah, you can discriminate out to 20, but I wouldn't advise it because, oh, still got that. Yeah, you're going to lose too many targets if you go to 20. So set your discrimination on coin mode to 5, and like I say, all you're doing is we're detecting, found a target which we think might be okay. Yeah, okay, we can. You see, this is a bit jumpy, so it's like, is that worth digging? Prospecting, coin mode, and it's blanking it out. Alright, whereas a nice little button, it won't do. So there we go, guys. Hopefully that's been useful to you. Good luck and happy hunting. Go and get it, because it's out there.